All right, guys, we're back with chapter 17. Um, Chapter 17 is going to be one of those chapters where you're going to have to refer back to chapter 7 in our textbook, because I want you to make a comparison between the events that take place in chapter 7, and then I want you to juxtapose that with the events that take place in chapter 17. And I don't know if she did that on purpose, where it's 7 and 17, but it's very interesting that both of these incidents take place in these two chapters, right? I'm just going to jump right into the reading. You can read along. A great deal of the old crowd were back, but there were lots of new ones too. Some of these men made passes at Janie, and women who didn't know took out after TK. That didn't take them long to be put right, however. Still in all, jealousies arose now and then on both sides. When Mrs. Turner's brother came and she brought him over to be introduced, TK had a brainstorm. Before the week was over, he had whipped Jane. Not because her behavior justified his jealousy, but it relieved that awful fear inside him. Being able to whoop her reassured him in his possession. No brutal beating at all. He just slapped her around a bit to show he was boss. Everybody talked about it the next day in the fields. It aroused a sort of envy in both men and women. The way he petted and pampered her, as if those 2 or 3 face slaps had nearly killed her, made the women see visions, and the helpless way she hung on him made the men dream dreams. TK, you sure is a lucky man, Sop the Bottom told him. A person can see every place you hit her. I bet she never raised her hand to hit you back, neither. Take some of these old rusty black women and they would fight you all night long, and the next day nobody couldn't tell you ever hit her. That's the reason I done quit beating my woman. You can't make no mark on them at all. Lord, wouldn't I love to whoop a tender woman like Jane? I bet she don't even holler. She just cries, eh, TK? That's right. See that? My woman would spread her lungs all over Palm Beach County, let alone knock out my jaw teeth. You don't know that woman of mine. She got 99 rows of jaw teeth, and get her good and mad, she'll wade through solid rock up to her hip pockets. My Janie is a high-time woman and used to things. I didn't get her out of the middle of the road. I got her out of the big, fine house. Right now, she got money enough in the bank to buy up these zigaboos and give them away. Hush your mouth. And she down here on the muck like anybody else? Janie is wherever I wants to be. That's the kind of wife she is, and I love her for it. I wouldn't be knocking her around. I didn't want to whoop her last night, but old Miss Turner done sent for her brother to come to bait Janie in and take her away from me. I didn't whoop Janie 'cause she done nothing. I beat her to show them Turners who was boss. I sat in the kitchen one day and heard that woman tell my wife I'm too black for her. She don't see how Janie can stand me. Tell her husband on it. Shucks, I believe he's scared of her. Knock her teeth down her throat. That would look like she had some influence when she ain't. I just let her see that I got control. So she live off of our money and don't like black folks, huh? Okay, we'll have her grown from here before 2 weeks is up. I'm going right off to all the men and drop the rocks against her. I ain't mad with her for what she done, 'cause she ain't done me nothing yet. I'm mad at her for thinking. Her and her gang got to go. Us is with you, TK. You know that already. That Turner woman is real smart according to her notion. Reckon she done heard about that money your wife got in the bank, and she's bound to rope her in to her family one way or another. So, I don't think it's half the money as it is the looks. She's color struck. She ain't got the kind of mind you meet every day. She ain't a fact neither. Do she make a good story when you tell about her? She's too smart to stay around here. She figures we's just a bunch of dumb Negroes, so she thinks she'll grow horns. But that's a lie. She'll die butt-headed. Saturday afternoon, when the work tickets were turned into cash, everybody began to coon-dick and get drunk. By dusk dark, Belle Glade was full of loud-talking, staggering men. Plenty women had gotten their knots charged, too. The police chief in his speedy Ford was rushing from juke to juke and eating house, trying to keep order, but making few arrests. Not enough jail space for all the drunks, so why bother with a few? All he could do to keep down fights and get the white men out of Colored Town by 9 o'clock. Dick Sterrett and Kudame seemed to be the worst off. Their liquor told them to go from place to place, pushing and shoving and loud talking, and they were doing it. Way after a while, they arrived at Mrs. Turner's eating house and found the place full to the limit. Tea cake, stew beef, sop the bottom, and bootney, motorboat, and all the familiar crowd was there. Kudame straightened up as if in surprise and asked, "Say, what is y'all doing in here?" "Eating the stew." "Eating," stew beef told him. "They got beef stew, so you know I'd be here." "Well, I likes to take a rest from our women folk. Cooking once in a while, so us all eating away from home tonight. Anyhow, Miss Turner's got the best old grub in town." Miss Turner, back and forth in the dining room, heard Sop when he said this and beamed. "I suspect you two last ones to come in is going to have to wait for a seat. I'm all full up now." "That's all right," Sterrett objected. "You fry me some fish. I can eat that standing up. Cup of coffee on the side." "Sling me up a plate of that stew beef with some coffee too, please, ma'am. Sterrett is just as drunk as I is, and if he can eat standing up, I can do the same." Kudame leaned drunkenly against the wall, and everybody laughed. Pretty soon, the girl that was waiting table for Miss Turner brought in the order, and Sterrett took his fish and coffee in his hands and stood there. Kudame wouldn't take his tray off like he should have. "Nah, you hold it for me, baby, and let me eat," he told the waitress. He took the fork and started to eat off the tray. "Nobody ain't got time to hold your grub in front of your face," she told Kudame. "Here, take it yourself." "You's right," Kudame told her. "Give me it here. Sop can give me his chair." "You's a lie," Sop retorted. "I ain't through, and I ain't ready to get up." Kudame tried to shove Sop out of the chair, and Sop resisted. That brought on a whole lot of shoving and scrambling, and coffee got spilled on Sop. So he aimed at Kudame with a saucer and hit Bootney. Bootney threw his thick coffee cup at Kudame and just missed Stubby. So it got to be a big fight. Miss Turner came running in out of the kitchen. Then TK got up and caught hold of Kudame by the collar. "Look at here. Y'all don't come in here and raise no disturbance in the place. Miss Turner is too nice a woman for that. In fact, she's nicer than anybody else on the mug." Miss Turner beamed on TK. "I knows that. All of us knows it. But I don't give a damn how nice she is. I got to have some place to sit down and eat. Sop ain't gonna bluff me neither. Let him fight like a man. Take your hands off me, TK." "Nah, I won't neither. You coming out of the place." "Who gonna make me come out?" "Me, that's who. I'm in here, ain't I? If you don't want to respect nice people like Miss Turner, God knows you're gonna respect me. Come on out of here, Kudame." "Turn him loose, TK," Sterrett shouted. "That's my buddy. Us coming here together, and he ain't going nowhere until I go myself." "Well, both of you is going." TK shouted and fastened down on Kudame. Dockery grabbed Sterrett, and they wrestled all over the place. Some more joined in, and dishes and tables began to crash. Miss Turner saw with dismay that TK's taking them out was worse than letting them stay in. She ran out in the back somewhere and got her husband to put a stop to things. He came in, took a look, and squinched down in a chair in an off corner and didn't open his mouth. So Miss Turner struggled into the mass and caught TK by the arm. "That's all right, TK. I appreciate your help, but leave him alone." "No, sir, Miss Turner. I'm going to show them they can't come running over nice people and loud talk no place while I'm around. They going out of here." By that time, everybody in and around the place was taking sides. Somehow or other, Miss Turner fell down, and nobody knew she was down there under all the fighting and broken dishes and crippled up tables and broken off chair legs and window panes and such things. It got so that the floor was knee deep with something no matter where you put your foot down. But TK kept right on until Kudame told him, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. Y'all tried to tell me and I wouldn't listen. I ain't mad with nobody. Just to show y'all I ain't mad, me and Sterry gonna buy everybody something to drink. Old man Vickers got some good coon dick over around Pahokee. Come on, everybody. Let's go get our knots charged. Everybody got in good humor and left. Miss Turner got up off the floor hollering for the police. Look at her place. How come nobody didn't call the police? Then she found out that one of her hands was all stepped on and her fingers were bleeding pretty pure. 2 or 3 people who were not there during the fracas poked their heads in the door to sympathize, but that made Miss Turner madder. She told them where to go in a hurry. Then she saw her husband sitting over there in the corner with his long bony legs all crossed up smoking his pipe. What kind of man is you, Turner? You see these no-count Negroes coming here and break up my place. How can you sit and see your wife all trampled on? You ain't no kind of man at all. You seen that tea cake shove me down. Yes, you did. You ain't raised your hand to do nothing about it. Turner removed his pipe and answered, Yeah, and you see how I did swell up too, didn't you? You tell tea cake he better be careful I don't swell up again. At that, Turner crossed his legs and the other way and kept right on smoking his pipe. Miss Turner hit at him the best she could with her hurt hand and then spoke her mind for half an hour. It's a good thing my brother wasn't around here when it happened. He would have killed somebody. My son, too. They got some manhood about him. We's going back to Miami where folks is civilized. Nobody told her right away that her son and brother were already on their way after pointed warnings outside the cafe. No time for fooling around. They were hurrying on to Palm Beach. She'd find out about that later on. Monday morning, Kudame and Sterry stopped by and begged her pardon profusely and gave her $5 apiece. Then Kudame said, They tell me I was drunk Saturday night and clowning down. I don't remember a thing about it. But when I get to peeping through my liquor, they tell me I'm a mess. Okay, so that's the end of chapter 17. This particular chapter is used again to show how it sort of plays off of chapter 16 with the whole idea of colorism, and to look at how African Americans treat other African Americans who are mired in that sort of self-hatred or prejudice. I like that chapter because it's playful, but at the beginning of that chapter, the seriousness of it and the brevity with which Hurston speaks is another thing that we are going to focus on and discuss. And that is TK's physical abuse of Janie. Now, I don't even think Janie would describe it as physical abuse. I'm phrasing it that way because that's how I'm going to phrase it. But if you'll notice, there is a connection back to chapter 7 where Joe slaps her for the first time because she stands up to him and she speaks and embarrasses him in front of everybody. TK does the same thing, but his reasoning is a little bit different. Normally, if we were in class and we have been reading this book, most students are very upset at this particular chapter. And they're not upset with TK, but they're more upset with Jamie because she allows him to hit her. But I want you to look at her reasoning for doing so, right? What do you think her justification is? And the way that she acted after Joe hit her, and then the way that she acted after TK hit her. Why do you think that is? And sort of explain that in your answer to the I think I put like 3 or 4 questions on the worksheet. Okay. Again, I want you to choose 2 quotes that you found interesting and then just make a comment about them, analyze those quotes, or make some connection to something else that we've read previously before or something we've read previously in the chapter, and other chapters from this book as well. Something that you've encountered. I don't know. Anything that you found interesting about it. Okay? And then those are your 2 assignments for this week of April 6th through the 9th. I think we have a short week because it's Good Friday this Friday. So we will not Zoom this Friday, and your assignments will be due on Thursday, maybe. If you don't get a chance to turn them in before Thursday, I suppose it's okay. I'll grade them whenever. But you have two very short assignments, okay? If you are taking the AP exam, I'm going to send out a remind message because I got some information on the test and I need to discuss it with you guys. So look for the remind message from me. Be on the lookout for that. And then we'll probably do a different Zoom classroom for those of you who are taking the AP exam so I can go over some of the things that are going to be on the AP exam. Okay? All right. See you guys next week.